Before this story starts, I want you to be honest with yourself for a second. There are only two types of people in this world. The one who does what needs to be done, even when it's hard, and the one who keeps saying, "I'll start tomorrow." Right now, you are one of them. Don't say it out loud, just know your answer, because by the end of this story, you're going to see exactly where that choice leads. The doctor had already left. The room was quiet except for the slow beeping of the machine. Ethan stood beside the bed, holding his mother's hand tightly. Jake stood a few steps behind, his eyes red but dry now. He had cried already. Their mother, Sarah, opened her eyes weakly. She looked at Ethan first. A small smile formed on her face. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. Ethan closed his eyes for a second, as if he had been waiting his whole life to hear that. Then she turned her head slowly toward Jake. Her lips moved, but no words came out. She just looked at him, and that silence said everything. Jake lowered his head, because deep down, he already knew. Growing up, the house was never peaceful, not because there was shouting all the time, but because there was always pressure. Sarah worked 2 jobs. Some nights she came home so tired she didn't even eat. Ethan noticed everything. Jake didn't. Ethan would wake up early, help around the house, then sit quietly with his books. Jake would sleep in, rush through things, laugh, and move on. They were different, but not in a dramatic way, just small daily choices that slowly added up. Sarah was strict with Ethan, very strict. If he got 90, she asked where the other 10 went. If he came second, she asked why not first. She didn't mean to hurt him, but she never realized how cold it felt. Jake, on the other hand, was handled differently. When he failed, she sighed, but let it go. When he made excuses, she listened, sometimes even defended him. "He'll figure it out," she would say, and Jake believed that. Not because it was true, but because it was comfortable. One evening, Ethan came home holding a certificate. He stood at the door for a second before walking in. "Mom, I got the highest score again." Sarah glanced at it while washing dishes. "Good, keep it up." That was it. Ethan nodded. He didn't say anything else. He just walked to his room, placed the certificate on his desk, and sat down. He didn't cry. He just stared at the wall for a long time. Something changed in him that night. Not loudly, but permanently. If this story feels real to you, pause for a second. Between Ethan and Jake, which one are you becoming right now? Type it in the comments, Ethan, Jake. No excuses, just honesty. And if you're still watching, subscribe and share this with someone who needs it. Because the second half of this story is where everything changes. Jake's life was lighter, easier. He laughed more, but he also avoided more. Homework became later, plans became tomorrow, responsibility became something distant, and because nothing serious had gone wrong yet, it all felt fine. Years pass, time didn't stop, it never does. Ethan kept working, even when no one praised him, even when it felt pointless. He built habits, discipline became normal to him. Jake kept delaying, and slowly, that delay started costing him. Ethan got into a good university. Jake stayed behind. Same excuses, different year, and life began to separate them. Sarah got sick. Ethan stepped up immediately. Jake wanted to help, but he wasn't ready because he had spent years avoiding becoming someone dependable. One night, Jake sat beside her. The room was quiet. He held her hand, gently, like he was afraid time would slip away if he let go. And in a voice so low it almost disappeared, he whispered, "I thought I had more time." But time doesn't answer. It never does. She looked at Ethan. "I'm proud of you." Then she turned to Jake and said nothing. No anger, no disappointment, just silence. And somehow, that silence hurt more than any words ever could. That's the thing about life. It doesn't always punish you immediately. Sometimes it waits. It lets you feel comfortable. It lets you believe there's still time. Until one day, it shows you the result of every small choice you made. And by then, you can't go back and fix it. At the very beginning of this video, you made a choice in your mind. The one who works every day, even when it's hard, or the one who keeps saying, "I'll start tomorrow." That choice wasn't just part of the story, it was about you. Because every single day, you are choosing again, not with words, but with your actions. So here's the real question. And this time, be specific with yourself. The next time you feel like delaying something important, will you choose discipline, getting up, doing the work, taking action immediately? Or will you choose comfort, scrolling, postponing, saying, "I'll start tomorrow"? Because that small moment, that one decision, is exactly where your future is being decided. Be honest. Which one are you choosing today? Type it in the comments, discipline or comfort.